Story time. Sounds like somebody's out in front of my RV. It's kind of freaky. Yep, my cat's going to check it out. You get him, Evie. Get him. He was my orange guard dog cat. He's pretty big. Pretty cool. Anyways, story time. When I was 13, my mom's fiance, Al, could not stand me. It was my little sister, me, my mom, and Al. We all lived in this house. Whatever. He couldn't stand me. Just another one. And my mom was like being manipulated by him. And she just wanted, she wanted a family. That's all she ever wanted. And so she was like, because no matter how good I did, no matter what I did, it was not right to this guy. Like, it was not right. One time I cleaned the kitchen and I didn't wipe down the fucking oven door. And they didn't even ask me to clean the kitchen. I got home, cleaned the kitchen, didn't wipe down the oven door. Do you think he even said, hey, thank you for doing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen so magnificently? Like, I was so proud of myself. I just knew that they were going to be proud of me and tell me thank you and give me praise when they got home. And I was so wrong. I was dead wrong. They got home, and instead of saying thank you or good job or it looks good or anything, he said, you fucking didn't wipe out the oven door, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so because I couldn't do no right by this guy, no matter how good I did, my mom was like, listen, you need to figure out how to not piss him off. Like, you need to be seen and not heard. You need to, I don't know, like, you need to figure out how to just walk around the eggshells, the landmines, and not piss him off. And I could not figure out how the fuck to walk around this asshole's eggshells and landmines without pissing him off. So she was like, either you figure it out or he's gonna end up sending you to boot camp. And I was like, I would rather go to boot camp anyways. Well, my mom devised this plan, and I was so like depressed and just miserable. So she was like, how about you go stay with your older sister? And I was like, okay, whatever. I was like pretty fucked off in the head. And I was like, fine, I'll go stay with my older sister. So I'm 13 in 7th grade, staying with my older sister, drinking pretty heavily on the weekends with my older sister and her husband and her husband's friends. And I was essayed by my older sister's husband and 2 of his friends. And I was raised to basically I was 13. I was in 7th grade. Okay, I didn't fight back. I didn't tell them, no, if you touch me, I'm gonna fucking bite you and I'm gonna tell everybody. No, I didn't do all of that. I kind of just laid there and took it because I was scared. And whatever. So I got essayed by my older sister's husband once when my older sister was asleep in the bedroom. And it was really weird because before all that happened, there was this one kid who, he was so cute and he was so nice and he was like showing interest in me. And my older sister's husband started getting jealous, I guess. And my older sister was like, oh, it's okay. He just gets jealous. Like, that's just the way he is. That's, that's how he is. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. Like, why would your husband be getting jealous over this kid who's asking to take me out, whatever? And my older sister just like was like, oh, that's just the way he is. He's like that with her half sister and everything too, and totally acted like it was nothing. And in my gut, it didn't feel right, but whatever. Anyways, so after this, we end up all drinking on the weekend, whatever. My older sister goes to bed. He has his way with me, right? And then that shit sucked. Really fucked with my head, even though like my head was already fucked with. And then that made me start hating my older sister because I was like, I was getting angry, having attitudes, and she was like, what the fuck is your problem, blah blah blah. Hold on, Obi. And then
Is that my Sally?
yeah, you just handed it to me. Here, take it. And then I ended up with Mono. She will sit there and leave me alone all the way until I start to do a video. Okay, you can tell me in just 5 minutes, okay? Give me 5 minutes, please. Thank you. But anyways, only when I start to record does she come up and want to be on my butt. Yes, thank you. Give me my 5 minutes, okay? But anyways, and then she'll leave me alone. Like after I'm off of the phone, she's just gonna be like, oh, doing her own thing during our quiet time right now. We're having quiet time, nap time, whatever. But anyways, I ended up getting mononucleosis, and I fell off a horse. So at first I fell off a horse, like fell on my face hardcore. I hit hard, right? Ended up like knocking my hip out of place. That shit hurt bad. I hurt so bad. But I was still going to school, and like right at the same time as me getting my hip knocked out of place, I ended up getting mono. And I was telling my older sister, like, I don't feel good, and my back hurts really bad. I don't feel good. And I was in having to go to basketball practice, and I was going to school, and she was like, you'll be fine, blah blah blah. And I don't think she wasn't working at the time, whatever. But and she was giving me like a whole concoction, like 7 medicines before I went to school and shit. And I was going to school for a week and basketball practice for a week, for 1 whole fucking week, miserable as fuck. She would like drive me to school, and like I was holding myself up on the like oh shit handle. I'd be holding myself up because every little bump, it would just fucking, it hurt my back, my hip so bad. I would start crying on my way to school, not feeling good, having a fever, everything. And she'd be like, oh, you're fine, blah blah blah. And she truly and honestly believed that I was faking it or something, and was giving me all this medicine, whatever. I went to school for a week like that, trying to do basketball practice and shit. I was miserable. I did not feel good. I don't think it was even a whole week. Anyways, I think one of my teachers, or a few of my teachers, or the principal or somebody said, hey, your sister is sick and you need to take her to the fucking doctors before whatever. And I think they said that to my older sister because she reluctantly kept me home from school, took me to the doctors, and she had a bad fucking attitude about it. She was being so mean. She was so mean back then. But she was like, fucking blah blah blah, and you're just fine. You're just fine. And I'm like, I was so happy that I was going to the fucking doctors and to the chiropractor. I was so fucking happy. So she takes me to the doctors. The doctors are like, what the fuck? Like, dude, your sister has mono. What have you been giving her? So she told them everything, and they're like, well, when do you give it? And then she told them, and they're like, you cannot give her all those medicines. Freaking, like, that could kill her. And then they're like, and her hip is out of place. You need to take her to the chiropractor. And she was so pissed. So she takes me to the chiropractor. No shit. It took this chiropractor like 2 hours to get my hip back into place because it was so fucking swollen and fucked up. Dude, I was so fucking happy. Finally, I didn't have to go be miserable at school. I was miserable. I was so fucking miserable. And so she takes me back to her house, whatever. She lost her attitude, didn't think I was faking it anymore after everything that they said. And I was so fucking happy. I was like, yes. And I went and I laid down in my bed, which is the bottom bunk, in her son's room, whatever. And I laid down and I went to sleep, and I was like so fucking peaceful. I was like, yes, finally get a fucking rest. My hip felt better. And I started feeling so much better. And so she left. I don't know where she went. Probably to feed her horses or some shit. And I'm like so fucking grateful to be home and to be able to sleep and just rest. And that piece of shit motherfucker shows up at their fucking house while she's gone. Makes me get up. Makes me get in the shower so he can have his way with me. I hope that, well, I know that he'll get everything he has coming to him too. And shit fucking sucked, dude. And after that, I was like, I'm so over this. I get all healed up, whatever. And I've just given my older sister fucking attitude, right? Because I'm just like, how do you not know, like, whatever. I don't know. That's how a 13-year-old deals with this shit. My older sister's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I wanted to tell her and I couldn't tell her. because I knew that it would be my fault. If I told her, she would blame me. It would be my fault. Whether it's true or not, that's what I thought. That's how I felt. It's how she treated me. So I'm like, I want to go home. 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 Call mom. I want to go home right now. And she's like, you're not going anywhere, blah, blah, blah. And so they were all drinking outside, blah, blah, blah. So I ran and I hid in my older sister's closet with the phone. Took the phone in her closet. And, her half-sister and her husband fucking come in the house, come in the bedroom, and I'm like, oh shit. So I turn off the closet light, like, you know, and like the door's closed and everything, and I'm like really quiet. And that disgusting ass motherfucker was kissing up on her half-sister and shit, and I'm hiding in the closet trying to call my mom to be like, Mom, I wanna go home. And I have to hear them fucking kissing face and shit and being all nasty, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, this is the most twisted shit I've ever seen. And I like, yeah. And I've seen some shit, like, I was just like, what the fuck, you know, like, her too? But she's, like, wanting it? Like, ew! Ugh! Like, this dude had big ears, he's short and skinny, and fucking beady little eyes, little hands, and fucking buck teeth, and just fucking fugly. He's so fucking ugly. Nasty. He reminds me of a fucking freeze-dried frog, okay? Like, fucking bald. Ugh. Didn't like him. I like, what the fuck? But whatever. Anyways, so I'm like, please don't find me, don't find me, don't find me, don't find me. And then they leave out of the bedroom. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I want to come home. Like, right now. Please come and get me right now, right now, right now. She's like, Misty, what's going on? I'm like, I can't tell you, but I just come and get me right now. Please, I need you to come and get me right now, or else I'm going to run away. Like, I need you to come and get me right now. And then she's like, okay, I'm on my way. And it's like a 2-hour away drive, okay? And I'm like, good. So I like come back out, whatever, and I start go to the room and I start packing up my shit because I'm like, my mom's coming. Well, she called my older sister, told my older sister like, hey, what's going on with Misty? She called me and wants me to like come get her right now, blah blah blah. And so then my older sister called me out to the kitchen, and then we had this big old fight in the fucking kitchen, and she's like, what the fuck, blah blah blah. Needless to say, thank God my mom come and picked me up, and I was taken out of that fucking whole fucked up situation. What happened with the one kid who liked me, and he had like asked like oh, can we hang out, like let me take her out or whatever. He ended up like taking me to like this little wooded area. We were just hanging out at this time, like, you know, we weren't dating yet or anything technically, and I'm in 7th grade, and he was like really nice, and I've never had anybody give me like good attention like that. And we were sitting on this log, and he's just sitting there like talking to me and everything, and I felt like he wanted to kiss me, but I could feel like the tension or whatever. And so then I was like, mwah! And I like hurried and I kissed him on the lips, and that scared him away because he said that he's the one who's in control of that type of stuff. Anyway, so that's what happened with that kid, which sucked. But also didn't help that my ex-brother-in-law was jealous of some fucking kid who was giving me attention, so it was all pretty fucked. Anyways, peace out, guys.